Hello and welcome to another RadioTimes.com Strictly Chat. I'm Sarah Doran.
I'm Frances Taylor.
And we're here to talk all things week 5. I can't quite believe we've reached week 5 already.
I was just thinking that before we started. I was like, is it 5?
Is
it 5? Yeah, I can't believe we're racing towards Christmas already.
That's more than a month of Strictly, and it is more than a month because they had those like 2 weeks between when they coupled up and when we had the actual show.
Yeah, it's been on forever.
We're
loving it.
Yeah, we are actually. We've lost another contestant, of course, this weekend, just gone back. Katie and Gorka jived out of the competition. You sad to see them go?
I am and I'm not. I am sad to see Katie leave because I think she had the Strictly spirit in spades. You know, she was really giving it a all. She seemed to be loving the competition. And that, to be honest, is half the battle on Strictly. But the other half is actually nailing the dances, putting in incredible performances. And she just wasn't. She was at the bottom of the leaderboard. And I wasn't surprised to see her in the bottom 2. And then obviously I wasn't too surprised to see her go home either. The judges did make the right decision.
Yeah, and I mean, she was fantastic. She really had that great Strictly spirit, like you said, in Bucket Load. She had a great Strictly story that at least by the end of that 4th week she was kind of getting some of the moves and she had her confidence, and she always has that lovely La La Land kind of foxtrot.
That was her sort of highlight, I think, and I do think that jive was kind of a low light. I think it was not the right suitable dance for her, unfortunately, and I think maybe she'd have had a different dance, perhaps it could have gone a different way, but that in particular just exposed her quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, and it was the weekend of Seann and Katya, the Charleston everyone was waiting for.
They did keep us waiting.
Yeah, right till second last.
Oh dear, penultimate. I mean, I did think that surely they're going to be about the middle, maybe, or maybe like towards the front of the middle of the run. We had 13 couples. There was a lot of scope for them to go somewhere in there. And every time I was like, are they next? Are they next?
I think Twitter was like literally just waiting.
It obviously was reflected in the viewing figures as well, which were 11.9 million peak, which is
Everybody
absolutely
wants to see it.
Incredible. Everyone did want to see it.
Didn't Craig call it the dance of shame? When he
which it wasn't really.
They were fine.
It was actually one of my favourite performances of the whole evening, and some of the, it wasn't completely spot on, a lot of their choreography, it was a little bit ropey, but I did love some of those tricks and flips and moves, and Katya walking up Seann's back and all that kind of stuff.
And that last
Loved
lift,
it.
when we thought she was going to go.
go.
Anyway, that's last weekend. We've gotten through it. It's happened. There's been a weekend of Strictly after that kiss, and we've all survived. It's all about the dancing.
The world is still turning, just about.
It's all about the dancing, as Tess said over the weekend, quite pointedly. So we're going to take you through the week 5 song and dances. Just like last week, we're going to zip through the full list, which we've got here, because there are still quite a few of them and we still need to read them off.
Can't memorise them, too many.
And then we'll take you through our ones to watch. So let's kick it off. Ashley and Pasha are doing a rumba this weekend. Very exciting. To Something About the Way You Look Tonight by Elton John. Nice song choice.
Nice. Lauren and AJ, they're doing Couple's Choice, brand new. Contemporary is the one that they've opted for, to Runnin' by Naughty Boy feat Beyonce.
What a tune. Stacey and Kevin, one I can't wait to talk about in a bit, are doing a samba to Tequila. This is by David Hirschfelder and the Bogo Pogo Orchestra, and fans of Strictly Ballroom will know this song, but we'll get to that soon.
I'm glad I didn't have to read that one out. Faye and Giovanni are doing the Foxtrot to Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars.
That'll be sweet. Kate and Aliash back from the brink doing a Viennese waltz to Finally Mine by Juliette Roberts.
And Vic and Graziano are doing the Cha-Cha to More Than Friends by James Hype feat Kelly Lee. That's a mouthful.
Danny and Amy are doing a jive to Flip, Flop and Fly by Ellis Hall. That's going to be energetic.
And Seann and Katya, this is what we all want to know. They're doing the Quickstep to Lightning Bolt by Jake Bugg.
Dr. Ranj and Jeanette, what a passer last weekend is all I'll say, are doing an American Smooth to Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys.
Charles and Karen are doing the second couple's choice of the week, but they've chosen Street and Commercial, and they're going to be performing to Get Up Off That Thing by James Brown.
Graham and Oti are moving from fast back to kind of, stiff ballroom. They're doing a bit of Tango to Roxanne by the Police.
Last but by no means least, Joe and Dianne, they're going to be doing the Waltz to the Rainbow Connection, Sleeping at Last.
So,
Breathe.
That's our celebs. That is our week 5 song and dance choices. Let's now talk about our ones to watch. Okay, we'll kick it off with Seann and Katya.
There's no one else to
still
talk
the
about.
talking point.
I honestly, if I had £1 for every time I've said Seann and Katya in the last week, I would be very rich. I still have not quite exceeded the amount that I can talk about this, which seems a bit sad. Maybe I need to get a life. We are a week on now, but yeah, it's still a hot topic, isn't it?
So a Quickstep.
Yeah.
A safe and solid choice.
Yeah, there's a little bit more body contact than in the Charleston.
They have to watch their gapping in this one, so, you know.
Yeah, not too much gapping, but they do have to, touch a bit. This is so weird how we're having to sort of boil down the Seann and Katya every week now. It's going to be, what are they dancing? How much intimacy in there? Because it was reported the week before that they were rumoured to be doing a rumba, but then it had to be changed to a Charleston because of everything that's been going on. But like we keep saying, they can't put it off forever. At some point, they're going to have to get to a rumba or something a little bit more sexy if they obviously survive past this week. But I just like them. I actually like watching them. If you forget about the headlines, you ignore what's going on in the newspapers, I just find them really watchable together as a partnership. And, obviously it adds that frisson, doesn't it, knowing what's going on, but I just think they're a solid couple and I'm looking forward to seeing them again. I'm a little bit worried that a Quickstep might be a step technically too far for Seann, but he could yet prove me wrong. He's just improved so much though since week 1 to now. Okay, the Charleston, as I say, was a little bit ropey in places, but I think we can forgive him. He'd had a hard week, so maybe now things have quietened down a bit. Focus on the dance. Hopefully he'll come out and surprise us. Who knows? This week we have our first ever couples choice. So this is Strictly's brand new format where couples are given the option to pick between 3 types of dance. I think there's contemporary, there's street, and there's jazz as well. Jazz and musical theatre. So 2 couples are attempting this weekend. The first are Lauren and AJ. They are doing a contemporary style, so all very flowing, We had this explained to us, didn't we, on the results show. The judges. To Run In, which of course features Beyonce. Beautiful song. No doubt a pun on the fact that Lauren is a triathlete as well. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, the Strictly cheese strikes again. They can't help themselves. I feel like this could be Lauren's moment to shine. So she had that beautiful waltz in week 1, but since then she's just not had the uplift. She's just not taken off in the way I think a lot of people expected her to. Yeah, I feel like she's kind of plateaued. A lot of the others, you can see huge improvement from week 1 to now, and I feel like she was good from week 1. But that is where she still just is. And I think you're right, we need that real breakthrough for her to have a moment to shine and for everyone to really be wowed by her and for her to get sort of near the top of the leaderboard as well. So fingers crossed. I'm looking forward to that though. And I think it's really interesting, both her obviously and Charles as well and Karen, being the first to do this new category because we haven't had any new dances introduced on Strictly for, 6 years or something? So just to mix it up a bit, I think is going to be really good. And for Charles and Karen as well, big week, because they've been in the bottom 2 weeks running. They've spent every week, they haven't exceeded 25 points from the judges. If you want to talk about plateauing, I think that is a prime example of plateauing. Yeah. Now, this could be really good because during that routine last weekend and previously we've seen Charles is quite good with the kind of disco hip-hop kind of moves. Get Up Off of That Thing by James Wright. I mean, you've got to imagine that is Charles. Just incarnate. It's very punchy, isn't it? Throw himself into it. I would really like to see, I think he deserves to be doing a little bit better than he is. Yeah, I agree. And I think that maybe, I just worry that obviously, I must play with your mind, doesn't it? Being in the bottom 2, when he's done quite well on the leaderboard, and yet, the voting public have put you in the bottom 2 weeks running. I suppose it is that moment where you either rise to it or you let it get to you. So I'm hoping, and Karen is a fantastic choreographer as well. And I think that she is bringing out really good pieces in him. But yeah, I just don't want to see him in the bottom 2 again. I really don't. They don't deserve it. No, I think they're suffering from that thing where it's not that they're disliked. It's just that they don't have the die-hard fan base that maybe some of the other couples have. Like you look at the Joes, the Kate Silvertons, people who have this kind of profile in a way. Yeah, and no, you're right. Just because he's jumped from EastEnders to Casualty and About, it's kind of difficult to get a set kind of base. Anyway, Kate, we mentioned just there, Kate and Aliash
had a horrid week last week.
And she knew it, and she did acknowledge it, which made me like her a little bit more, actually, to be honest, because she's been doing really well. She's been doing really well.
That tango was incredible.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shocker to see her, and you could kind of watch it unfold. You're like, this isn't going very well, is it? And great song, great costumes, but no.
You could see her mouthing to him and just being like, oh, and at the end they were just like, it's over. And Aliash was Aliash going, no, it's great, you've done it, you know, and it was lovely to see.
But I think Viennese Waltz is going to be more her speed. I think this is the kind of dance that's going to show her at her best, actually. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is, you know, like we're hoping for Lauren, a bit of, you know, time for Kate to shine, and that she does really, really well on. So we'll cross our fingers for that.
Well, it has to be. I mean, it's week 5. You know, things are starting to get serious now. You can see where, you know,
separate the men from the boys.
Like at the weekend, the judges were particularly harder on their scores. It was a struggle for anyone to get over the 30 mark.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that was reflected in the fact that, you know, let's just go all the way back. I thought it was just overall a bit of a weaker week for dances. You know, we've been so wowed in movie week, and there were some really memorable routines and stuff. And I think, I mean, partly I was blindsided by just waiting for Seann. I was like, come on, let's get through it. But there weren't many that I had to sort of rewind and watch again and really stuck in my mind. I can't really remember half of them, to be honest.
I think one that will have stuck in people's minds is Ashley and Pasha's tango to Taylor Swift. Look What You Made Me Do. They did a bit of Argentine tango in there as well. This week, they are taking on the rumba. Now, Faye and Giovanni did this so well last week. I thought it was beautiful. And in fact, I thought they were a little bit harsh on Faye, to be perfectly honest. But Ashley and I should say Pasha are doing it this weekend. I think this could be really lovely. It's something about the way you look tonight. It's a great Elton John song.
Definitely, yeah. I think this is a perfect mix of song choice and dance. And also, Ashley, you know, she is a really good dancer. There's no escaping this. We know about her background, Pussycat Dolls. But a rumba it does really, it's a bit like what I said a minute ago, separate the men from the boys, doesn't it? It really is. Or I've never done it, obviously, but it looks to be so tricky. And I think this will either... Oh, there you go. Don't know about any of this. But I think this will either really, like, make her look amazing, and she'll do it really, really well and nail it, or actually we could find her sort of mid to lower down the table, because rumbas are so precarious, I think. You know, looking back at previous years, they can just look and be awful.
Could this be the week her vote is tested, like the public vote? You never know. Speaking of people who are always top of the leaderboard, and have been pretty much for the last 2 weeks or thereabouts, Stacey and Kevin.
Fantastic week.
Fantastic week for them.
His birthday.
Stuck
his face in a cake.
Yeah.
Bit weird.
She was too busy on her book tour to get her MBE.
Yeah.
But still, she got...
That is first world problems.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was too busy with the book.
So
Can't get the MBE.
They topped the leaderboard with 33 points this week for their... Wasn't it a foxtrot?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was to Hi-Ho Silver Lining.
Yes.
I am very excited about what these two are about to do next. So Frances has suffered a long explanation about this from me before we came in. So they're dancing a samba to tequila, which as we said, this is quite a mouthful, by David Hirschfelder and the Bogo Pogo Orchestra. Now, if you're a fan of the Australian film Strictly Ballroom, you'll be familiar with the phrase Bogo Pogo. And you'll know that Kevin last year, while dancing with Susan Coleman, did the paso from Strictly Ballroom. Kevin's doing the samba from Strictly Ballroom now. I mean, I can never go on Strictly now. My thing is, if I ever got famous enough, I don't even want to be famous enough to go on Strictly, I'd want to do some sort of homage to Strictly Ballroom.
He's beating you to it.
They're doing it already, so...
He seems to be just working his way through the catalogue of that film. Maybe that's his sort of secret ambition.
But I mean, I'm not complaining, right? Because this dance requires them to wear, if they're going to stick to the costume from Strictly Ballroom, yellow sequins, right? But I don't know, maybe
like a jumpsuit.
I don't know if I'm complaining. Yeah, Kevin, like, if he sticks to what the character in Strictly Ballroom wears, he's going to be like split down to here in like a top. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I don't feel good about it. I'm going to be honest.
No offence, Kevin. We love you.
I love Kevin, but that's still not something I'm desperate to see. An all-in-one gold, yellow, glitter jumpsuit scenario. But yeah, I think it's going to be fun, though.
I think it's going to be fun. But you could go with her because Stacey has said, like, she struggled with the cha-cha. You know?
Yeah, true, yeah.
They had a bit of fun. Didn't they do a salsa? Was it? No. What did they
Samba?
do? No, this is the Samba that they're doing.
They're
Anyway,
doing it now, yeah.
she did really well on the jive, though.
Yes.
So
yeah, she did.
I'm hoping her Latin legs will come out.
Yeah.
Her Latin lutin legs.
That is a mouthful. I think Stacey, she is one that is able, I think, equally to do ballroom and Latin. She's kind of able to turn her hand to anything. So, and that again reflected the fact she topped the leaderboard as well this week. It's so cheesy though. That song is super cheesy. So cheesy. Yeah. If you weren't familiar with that song,
that's what it sounds like when it's being murdered.
But yes, I think Stacey, she's doing really well, not only with viewers, but the judges and also the bookies. I think she has got such a good chance of winning this year. I might be proved wrong, but I genuinely think that, she's going to be up there.
The question is, though, can she beat Joe Sugg? Because a lot of people seem to think that Joe Sugg has this sewn up, but he didn't have a great week last week. He did all right.
Yeah.
Fed himself on the second half of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and I think that it did let him down a bit though. That time. It wasn't great, but he's doing ballroom this week.
He's back in the walls, and Shirley has said he's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, and I think she's right. And he's someone actually who has really grown, I think, in a very short space of time. And by his own admission, before he started this, he could not dance at all. And we saw a bit of that in the very first episode with the big group routine. He very candidly said he didn't know what he was doing. He was at the back. He was mucking it up a bit. But actually, I think he's a proper dark horse of this competition.
You heard it here first. That's just what we think, though. What do you think? Who do you think has been absolutely storming it? Who do you think is the underrated dark horse of Strictly this year? Who are you most excited to see? And are you looking forward to this new kind of couple's choice dance as much as we seem to be? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to head on over to radiotimes.com, where we have lots of stories, all the inside gossip on what's going on Strictly Come Dancing. And of course, you can join us here for all the chats and check out our previous chats about what's been happening on Strictly along the way. Until next time, I've been Sarah.
I've been Frances.
Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.
Bye.